highlights of the 2025 Spar Women's Challenge Durban, incorporating the Spar Grand Prix, are proudly brought to you by Spar in association with Athletics South Africa. Durban, the women's place to be, has been hosting the Spar Women's Challenge races and fun runs for 35 years, longer than any other city. And this year, the second Spar Grand Prix race was staged on the now familiar beachfront course. Registration of the sold-out field of 12,000 runners and walkers took place on the outer fields of Hollywood Baits Kings Park Stadium, where the participants checked in and collected their signature Spar t-shirts and generous goodie bags from officials. Spar Women's Challenges are famous for the generosity of the sponsors, and this year the goodie bag was a veritable treasure trove of products. No wonder everyone was smiling.
I'm expecting exhaustion, I'm expecting fun, I'm expecting excitement, I'm expecting large crowds, everything, just excitement.
I'm very excited. My very first challenge.
Lots of vibes, lots of energy, and just have fun, hey?
Yes.
More than anything, it's fun.
I love doing this. I love the social, I love the community, so I love being a part of it.
I'm so ready. You know what? I'm ready for tomorrow.
The whole of KZN is running with me.
The vibe of happy expectation continued the next day, where runners of all ages and abilities shared an event that has become an iconic part of the local road running calendar for more than 3 decades. And the fine Durban winter weather played along, setting the scene for an epic event for both the social runners, walkers, and the elite athletes up front. The 10-kilometer course started in Masabalala Yengo Avenue, made a right turn into Athlon Drive, and went round the circle at Blue Lagoon, next to the mouth of the Umgeni River. They were now on Snell Parade, the long stretch right next to the beaches, going south towards central Durban. Then it was back onto Masabalala Yengo Avenue, a turn into Kingsmead Way, then around the Kingsmead Cricket Ground and onto K.E. Masinga Road. The final kilometers were on Masabalala Yengo Avenue again, past the iconic Moses Mabhida Stadium and the Kings Park Athletic Track, before making the final turn into the finish area next to the rugby stadium. Then it was time for the action to start, and the elite runners took their places right up front, the green of Nedbank prominent. In her red boxer colours, defending Spar Grand Prix champion Glenrose Xaba looked confident. Having won the first race in Cape Town, Xaba was the runner to beat today. The Durban Spar route is known to be super fast, and in these ideal conditions, runners were aiming for a fast time, perhaps even a lifetime best. With Xaba already in front, the field moved swiftly past the start line, and the sense of excitement that was evident the day before continued with smiles, waves and cheers from everyone. But Tobile Mkhize took the early lead going northwards on Masabalala Yengo. Looking confident, she led Glenrose Xaba and the other favourites. It's not unusual for a relatively unknown runner to surge to the front early on, and this often sets the tone for a very fast race as everyone gets into the groove of running close to 3 minutes per kilometre. But the gap soon closed as Glenrose and 2 Nedbank runners caught up with Mkhize. And this quartet of elite athletes made their way swiftly towards Athlon Drive and the turn towards the sea. The 2 Nedbank runners were both from Ethiopia, Dinia Abaraya and Salam Gebre, both seasoned international athletes with a good history of success in the Spar Grand Prix. Atisile Sosibo and Karina Swichers trailed the top 4 by a few seconds, both hoping for a top 10 finish, with its generous prize money and important Grand Prix points. Coming up was their first view of the Indian Ocean, calm and warm under the winter sun. At this stage, Xaba was happy to stay with the others, while Mkhize looked increasingly confident in such illustrious company. The long run on Snell Parade was about to start, with central Durban soon coming into view. Behind this group, the large chasing bunch, which included Sosibo, Swichers, Neheng Katala and Tyler Kavanagh, was working hard to stay in touch. The other face of the Spar Grand Prix Challenge involved thousands of women walking together and celebrating fun, fitness and fellowship under the warm African sun in their beloved city. And they had plenty to say about it.
Well, firstly, it's putting the women first, and it's just emphasizing the importance of fitness and just celebrating, communicating with other ladies.
Just girls' day out. I'm supposed to be running, but I'm walking, and I'm taking it easy because I'm doing it for the first time, and I'm enjoying it.
We all just amped and participating today, having a great time.
Back to the sharp end of the race, where Glenrose, Dinia and Salam were still together, while Batobile had finally found the pace a little hot and was now in a vacuum between the two groups of runners. The pace remained strong, just over 3 minutes per kilometer, with no one keen to surge away at this relatively early stage of the race. Salam Gebre closer to the camera and Dinia Abaraya with the white armband were following in the footsteps of compatriot Tadu Nare, who dominated the Spar Grand Prix for several years. All the Spar Women's Challenges associate with a number of charities, and the beneficiary today was Operation Bobby Bear, a human rights organization in nearby Doonside, Kingsborough, committed to helping sexually abused children, a big problem in the KwaZulu-Natal South Coast area. A Bobby Bear is a non-threatening means for young victims of abuse to communicate the nature of the abuse to counselors. Bobby Bear's focus is firstly to rescue and uphold the rights of sexually abused children, secondly to minimize the risk of HIV infection, and finally to help them towards wholeness.
An awesome woman called Jackie Brainfield was the founder of Bobby Bear many, many years ago. Jackie actually invented the bear to get a child to show us what has happened without that secondary abuse. We literally sit on the floor with a child with a permanent marker, some plasters, and we just simply say, show me. So that child will then draw on the bear, will describe on the bear, make marks to show where it happened. And that becomes that child's statement. The Bobby Bear is absolutely the most successful psychological tool that you can use for a child that's been raped. Our mandate just broadened. It was pregnancy, young girls falling pregnant because of the rape. Then there was gender-based violence in the homes, domestic violence, murders in the home, alcohol, drugs. And these poor children, actually, where do they go? And today, anything to do with a child, whether it be the gender-based violence with families, rape, alcoholism, we will assist. We cannot turn a child away. We cannot.
Once those arms are open and you hold them and they crying and they sobbing and they know their world has already fallen apart, just to be able to fall into somebody and know, this auntie has got me. She is going to keep me safe. Some of them have got no contact with their moms. They don't even know what's going on around them. So we become their moms.
The most important part is that you've made a difference. You've given a child a voice. Every child we work with, we're giving them a voice. They don't have to put up with gender-based violence, rape, drugs. You can do better. Become a survivor. And that is the aim of Bobby Bear. My prayer one day is to be able to get to every single child in South Africa, but obviously manpower-wise, financial-wise, donation-wise, we can't. Spar continuously supports us monthly with food. If it wasn't for Spar, trying to feed 14 children, some days 18 children, but Spar has constantly for almost 2 years now, supported Bobby Bear in that they do assist us with groceries, with food for the children, and they are phenomenal.
People are really caring here, like really understanding and really caring. It's home, or the closest thing to home that you would get. They don't make you feel different because of who you are or where you came from. Instead, they try to embrace you for who you are and build you up more so that you can reach your dreams.
We all here, we're a family. And we work together as a family. That's what we've taught our children. No matter what is going to knock you down, you're going to get through it. and you're going to come out stronger. You're going to come out on top.
Back to the race, the leaders were still on the long stretch on Snell Parade, and Glenrose Xaba was quite happy to sit with Gebre and Abaraya, confident that she would have the necessary power towards the end. They were still in the first half of the race and on pace for a fast finish. Glenrose is the top South African female distance runner and has had a brilliant year so far.
My first race was 5,000 meters fast, 5,000 meters in Paris, France. It went very well according to the plan. You can do much better on the training, but if you don't get the race that are very, very fast, you won't run very quick. But I able to grab some PB, 15:10. I'm very happy about what I have achieved on France. Then I went for try again to qualify with my favorite distance, 10,000 Netherlands, 10,000 meters. I just ran my seasonal best, but there we were not having the ladies that are very quick because I'm the one that was pushing the pace until we ran that time. I came position 3. I just get experience and I learn a lot when it comes to international track and field. I hope that I can get so much races that are very fast so that I can much improve on my times.
The leading trio turned right and went under the highway bridge close together. There was by now a big gap to the chasing bunch, and it looked like the podium positions were well and truly done and dusted. The scene back on Snell Parade though was totally different, as thousands of participants took their time to enjoy the vibe as well as the view of the beautiful ocean.
So I came on my own, but then these ladies have been so amazing and we've made friends, and I think that's what the whole Spar Women's Walk is about. It's just like connecting with other women and meeting and making friends.
I think we're doing quite good, and we met Yafni here at the start line, so making friends as well, socializing.
Yeah, it's mostly the socializing part for me. It's just a great day to just come out and just relax and take a cool walk.
The sun, the beach, everything, the atmosphere is giving a vibe. It's good. We're enjoying Durban.
As the leaders moved into the second half of the race, cracks began to appear in the strength of the two Ethiopians under Glenrose's relentless pressure. The subtle changes of pace and little surges by the South African were tough to contend with, and it seemed like the other two were now running for second place. Later, Dinia Abaraya was happy to talk about how they missed their friend Tadunare away from running after giving birth 2 months earlier to her first child, a girl.
My concern is more with improving my time rather than, coming first and second if the time has not improved. And she always used to push us to improve our time. She always used to prepare us mentally and psychologically. So that helped a lot. Her presence helped me a lot. So the fact that she's not around is not as good as I want it to be.
They were now on the circular tour around Kingsmead Cricket Ground, and the first to fall back was Salam Gebre, while Dinia Abaraya remained in contact with Glenrose, running in her slipstream, allowing the South African champion to do the hard work of pace setting. It was still very much a three-person race, with the other chasers remaining some way back. But with some runners getting tired and others feeling strong, we could possibly see some fireworks as the battle for the top 5 places hotted up. Much more relaxed were the huge crowds of walkers back on Snell Parade, moving steadily along next to the ocean and enjoying their annual celebration of fun and fitness in a Spar Women's Challenge.
Definitely for a good cause. It's against gender-based violence, GBV, standing against it.
Everybody is so relaxed. We're not running. We all came here to relieve stress. Women are carrying a lot, so that's why we're here today.
We're having fun. We're supporting Spar.
Back onto Masabalala Yengo they went, heading north. The pressure on the two Ethiopians was growing steadily, and the first to fall back was Salam Gebre. Then it was the turn of Denia Abaraya to succumb to the relentless pressure from Glenrose Xaba. Ahead of them was the long run to the finish line, and with the Ethiopians falling back, this could trigger challenges for them from behind. As they moved closer to the Moses Mabhida Stadium, the gaps grew between position 1 and 2 and also between 2 and 3. If Glenrose won today, she would be following in a long line of famous runners who have won the Durban Spar Women's Challenge. These include Colleen de Rieck, Gwen van Lingen, Carleen Cornelissen, Renee Kama, Poppy Mlambo, Yvette van Zyl, Helalia Johannes, Kesa Molutsane, and Tadunare. But Glenrose herself has never actually crossed the finish line first in the Durban Spar Grand Prix, but it certainly looked like that milestone would be achieved today. The numbers 20 and 21 on the motorcycle proved just how fast she was running. 20 kilometers per hour translates into 3 minutes per kilometer. 21 even faster than that. No wonder the elite Ethiopians couldn't stay with her. Glenrose has also made a name for herself in distances other than the 10 kilometers. Her half-marathon best is well under 70 minutes, and she's won numerous national titles on the track. Her best time for 5,000 meters getting even closer to 15 minutes. Not quite so speedy were the many thousands of walkers spread out all over Durban, but they were having fun nonetheless as the giant soccer stadium towered above them. Looking behind Glenrose, the gaps were clear to see, about 30 meters to Denia Abaraya in second place and another 25 meters to Salam Gebre in third spot. What was now clear in the entire demeanor of Glenrose was this: she was no longer concerned about her race position. This was settled bar a catastrophe. No, it was her finishing time that was now top of mind. Fast times by elite athletes are of great importance in the big scheme of international running as they push you up the rankings and earn invitations to big races. And today, it was all about a sub-32-minute finish for Glenrose. But she would have to push mighty hard over the final kilometer to achieve that milestone. This is the famous sporting precinct of Durban with its 2 giant stadiums. Just up the road was the Hollywood Bates Kings Park Rugby Stadium, which has hosted the finish area of the Spar Grand Prix races for a few years now. And Glenrose's face was a picture of intense concentration as she made the final left turn off Masabalala Yengwa and into the actual finish area. Trailing about 40 meters back was Denia Abaraya, with Salam Gebre close behind her. Glenrose now didn't have far to go, but the clock was ticking down. Would she run under 32 minutes? Finally, the wonderful feeling of grass under her feet, the bright red finish banner rapidly approaching, the crowds shouting her name and cheering, and the clock showed 31:53, a magic time, world-class, brilliant. Glenrose Xaba had won her first ever Durban Spar Grand Prix 10-kilometer race.
The race was so very good, exciting, because I started very well. I told myself that I would go with the ladies until 4 kilometers, then I will start to change the pace. So I'm very glad that I'm able to hold on until the finish, and I'm able to push myself very hard after 5K. So I'm very glad that I'm able to win the race and also celebrate with Spar 35 years where they started to introduce the race of Spar women's race here in Durban. So to make a history with them, I'm very excited.
Denia Abaraya put her head down in the final kilometer to pull away from her compatriot Salam Gebre. In the context of the Spar Grand Prix, this was important not only because of the prize money in today's race, but also because every point counts in the final Grand Prix standings.
It was wonderful weather, good condition. We pushed one another, and I'm happy with the result. And I want to congratulate Glenrose as well for this great achievement.
Salam Gebre was desperately hanging on to third place as Neheng Katala and Taylor Kavanagh chased her down. She's had a punishing series of races leading up to this one. Today she also talks about not having her friend Tadunare around for company.
Her not being around is not a good thing for me because she always challenged me and pushed me and encouraged me. So it goes both ways. It's good and not so good at the same time.
It was almost a dead heat for third place. Neheng just edging out Taylor, both getting the same time, 32-31.
The race went really well today. I had a good run out there. I felt really good from the start and I gave it my best shot. So overall, I would say executed the race according to exactly how I wanted and very happy with how it went. Thank you.
Salam Gabriel was in serious discomfort on the finish line and Glenrose and Dania had to help her up. It was clear that the Nedbank runner had run a very brave race under the circumstances to come third. She managed to stand in time to see Kaklisile Sosibo of Boxer finishing 6th in 33:14, 5 seconds ahead of the Tuks athlete Karabo Mailula. Sosibo has been a strong top 6 contender in the Spar Grand Prix for several years, and after the Cape Town and Durban races this year, looks set to repeat that in 2025. Glenrose's time of 31:53 was world class, and Dania, just 14 seconds slower, was also outstanding. The top 7 all broke 34 minutes in a fine race. Talyard, Swiges, and Mkize all dipped under 35 minutes. 3 juniors ran in the 37-minute bracket, with Vipke Skuman winning, while consistent over 40 winner Lebu Palula notched up another victory over Jani Gringling. In a fine sub-40 time, Elizabeth Potter won the over 50s, while ever-consistent Judy Bird scored her 18th win in the over 60 category in 41:13, with Grace de Oliveira second. Lebu Palula has been competing at the highest level for nearly 30 years, and today she took the over 40s title, finishing 16th overall, even after being unwell recently.
I told myself the aim is to finish the race so that I can be able to accumulate my point and be the first veteran. And the aim this year is to break another record for my veteran. Hopefully, I will come back strong on the next Spar Ladies.
After 2 of the 5 race Spar Grand Prix, Glenrose Kaba leads Salam Gabriel by 3 points, 55-52. Karabo Mailula and Kaklisile Sosibo are joined third on 36, with Dania Abaraya 5th. As the morning rolled on, the runners and walkers finished and received their Spar medal. While the band played, the legendary Blanche Muela of Savages Club came home. Mpudi Maubane, Spar's national PR, communications and sponsorship manager, was on hand to talk about Spar's community uplifting drives.
It's what you get when you partner with Spar, when you participate in the Spar Grand Prix. People participate in the Spar Grand Prix because of how Spar treat them, how the Grand Prix makes them feel. Apart from the gifts or the prizes that they win at the end of the day, is the community, is the camaraderie, is the atmosphere, is the receiving part and the love that they get from Spar in general. We have never deviated. 35 years later, we're still in the journey of women development, women empowerment through sport, and we have never failed them. We have always been holding hands. In actual fact, every year in, year out, we bring in more sponsors, we bring in more partners to say, come on board, let's walk the journey together. So I think that is what is bringing more and more professionals aside, because of how we actually treat people.
Spar is very active in various campaigns that help vulnerable women and children, including end gender-based violence and period poverty. A key part of today's prize-giving ceremony was the handover of a check for 100,000 to the Snetemba Women's Foundation.
It's one thing seeing a number of women walking or running or even participating in a race like this one, and it's the other seeing over 12,000 people running towards a cause and determined to say, not in my name will a woman be abused, and also to talk about the lack of access to sanitary towels, which is our campaign currently. Spar to say we end period poverty. Well done KZN. 35 years later, this is amazing. The people of KZN really love Spar, and I'm looking forward to many other races within the Spar family.
In the lucky draw on race day, Roshani Reddy was drawn out of 12,000 names as the lucky winner of a Hyundai Extra car. And sharing her special moment was Mark Torrance, KwaZulu-Natal Regional Manager of Hyundai South Africa. Finally, the crowd got to see the race winners. First up were Grandmasters Judy Bird and Grace de Oliveira, followed by Elizabeth Potter in the over 50 category. Lebo Palula and Jani Khrenglin received their awards as the top over 40 runners. Then came the big one, Glen Rose Kaba, Supreme Champion and the crowd's favorite. Join us for the next Spar Grand Prix Series race in the nation's capital, Tshwane, on Saturday, August the 2nd. See you there. These highlights of the Spar Women's Challenge Durban, incorporating the Spar Grand Prix, were proudly brought to you by Spar in association with Athletics South Africa.